All right, hold on, preparing. And do 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 do. Hold on. We are live, and we are here with our beautiful brother Spencer Miller, who Marla and I have had the pleasure to call our brother, and the journey that we've been on together has been incredible. And Spencer, we are so blessed and so grateful you're here to share your story of the Tree of Life movement and the intention stick and how this has impacted your life, but all the beautiful souls you've shared this with. And there's no words other than thank you. And as you and I and Marla know, normally if I speak, we're going to need 9 overs, a sleepover, and a long weekend to get through this. But we're going to actually have you talk and share your journey with everyone, if that's okay.
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you guys very much for having me on to join this documentary and document all this wonderful stuff that you guys are doing. Secondly, it's my pleasure to give people a break from hearing the monotony that is your voice, especially with your 22-day push-up challenge, which is only supposed to be for a few minutes every time, but you drag it out for like 17 million hours every day, whatever, just to throw it into everybody's face that's tuning in from wherever they are in the world. Hey guys, I understand that on the East Coast it's still only 53 degrees and it's May 12th, but over here in Arizona it's 86.
Oh my goodness. You know what, seriously, to the world, to anyone that is watching this beautiful live interview with Spencer Miller, I love you. You are my brother, and you make me laugh as well as Marla. So thank you for always being you. And the one thing that, if the gathering right now hasn't figured out, Spencer speaks his truth. And we love you for that. And that's also a lesson we're sharing with the world, that everyone should speak their truth and be who they are.
But his truth is never comes from a negative place.
No.
It always brings a smile to
Absolutely.
your
Well, most of the time it doesn't come from a place of negativity. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have interesting conversations and take barbs out at each other, but that's part of, being close friends and close family and things like that. And for those of you who didn't get the good fortune of watching our first take of this, because we did a take just previous to this, but due to technical difficulties, we had to restart it. I am located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I had the interesting fortune of meeting Scott and the good fortune of meeting Marla just almost exactly 2 years ago in May of 2018. And we were brought together by a mutual friend of ours by the name of Sean Eric, who is a member of Justin Timberlake's band called the Tennessee Kids. And so I was doing some work with him and, friends with Justin and the rest of the thing. And they started their tour for Man of the Woods in March of 2018 here in Toronto with 2 shows. After that, a few days later, he's like, you know what, Spence, I need to connect you with Scott and Marla because they're doing this Tree of Life movement and intention stick thing. And I think it would really go hand in hand, and you guys could help each other out quite a lot with your motivational speaking and everything that you are doing. And literally almost to the day, 2 years ago, we had our first conversation that went for 3 hours and 15 minutes approximately. And we literally
by the way, still makes my hair stand up when you say that, how these divine timings or these beautiful connections were always being guided. So wow, I can't believe it's 2 years, by the way.
Absolutely. And usually when you talk to somebody for more than 5 minutes, you're like, okay, when is this conversation going to end? But with Marla and Scott and myself, we just kept peeling back the onion of endless layers of interestingness and intricacies that are intertwining and intersecting on this journey of not only the Tree of Life movement and the intention stick, but what I have done in my life and what they have done in their life, and how, that unknowingly intersects. And so all of that, after that 3 hours and 15 minutes, we really realized that you click with people sometimes, and you can't explain why. And we clicked right from the get-go. The argument can be made that we clicked for a multitude of different reasons, but two of the main reasons I still maintain to this day are because Scott is clearly more handicapped than I am, and Marla is much more attractive than both Scott and I combined. But I digress. Uh, um, and and since then, I've just tried to, enhance the movement and the intention stick movement as best I can, and move it forward and pay it forward as best I can to a number of different individuals from a number of different disciplines. Because at the end of the day, this movement is very powerful, and especially in a time that is so unprecedented and uncertain, like we are going through and have been going through for 60 plus days now around the world with this pandemic known as COVID-19 and the coronavirus. There is never a better time to wear the intention stick or get on board with the Tree of Life movement more than now. Because, if you believe in the words that you put into your intention stick, anything is possible. And you get a series of words, so you can change it up depending on how you're feeling on a given day or a given week or a given month or whatever the case may be, so everything can fit your given mood. And they really do help. And I know that a lot of people have tried to hop on board this movement as well. Believe me when I tell you, like I said at the beginning of this whole conversation, Scott, Marla, and I, as well as some people watching this right now, have been very fortunate to meet some of the people that we have met, professionally and personally, and sometimes both, and different things like that. But I can tell you with 100% certainty right now that the reason why the Tree of Life movement and the Intention Stick movement have been as successful as they have been up until this point and will continue to be is because of those two wonderful people that are on the other end of this camera with me right now. Because if they didn't believe in the movement themselves and really impacting people on a multitude of different levels, this movement would have died a long time ago. So, yes, do I believe in the movement? Absolutely. Do I encourage those who are watching this right now who haven't extended it to other people in your circle to do so? Yes. But if it wasn't for these people, it wouldn't be as strong as it is, because they are two of the strongest people that I know, both in business and personally. And they've done such a spectacular job in all aspects of their life, including Jaden, Justin, uh, uh, the dogs, Addison, Harrison, everything that they do, they put their 100% passion in, and they've very nicely transitioned that and transferred that to their kids and everybody around them, including myself. Despite the fact that we don't get a chance to connect nearly as much as any of us would like, because life normally happens and we're busy. Just remember how important it is to really jump on board a movement like this, because the more positive souls that we can impact and the more positivity that we can put out there, not only will this pandemic go away quicker that way, but we can help people in so many different ways.
Oh, that's so beautiful, Spencer.
Wow.
We your words are seriously, they just melts and well, actually they fill my heart, but you melt my heart. Um, how would you suggest, or a better way of saying this maybe, is one of the things that Scott and I talk about, that when we give to those in need, whether it be a bed, whether it be food, whether it be a pair of socks, those are all given, that we need to help those in need. However, we also believe something that's crucial to human beings is to give them the tool to help them discover their inner selves.
Absolutely. Sorry to cut you off, but I agree with you 100%
Mhm.
because, we talk about socks and food and beds, and all of these are important. But the other thing that is important too is when you get a call from a friend from Toronto, aka me, and I say to you, hey guys, I have this really good friend of mine who I really want to give this intention stick to, because of X, Y, Z, and whatever. Can I get one? And you're like, yeah, no problem. I'll send you one out. And I'm like, do you want me to send you money for it? And you're like, no, because if you believe that that person needs it and they are within your close circle of people, because you understand that I don't just give these out frivolously, the person that I'm giving it to will help enhance and advance the movement in their own way, in a positive way. And so you guys send it to me without batting an eyelash. So, that's another way that you do things as well.
But that's with pleasure, and this is what thank you for saying that. But this is, to add to that, is those acts of kindness, those simple acts of kindness, regardless if we know that person or not. And when we understand that someone is going through something much worse than what someone else may be going through, and we have the means, or other people are helping, supporting that, that's 24/7. That's without even question, as you said, without even batting an eye. And that's what we're all brought here to do. And
Yeah, and I also find it important to say that, like, everybody in one way, shape, or form right now is going through difficulty. Whatever that difficulty is, this pandemic has really brought difficulty into people's lives on a multitude of different levels. So that's why I think the Tree of Life movement and the intention stick is more important now than ever, because people, I've been talking to people that are depressed because of this or depressed because of that, or they lost their job temporarily because of this situation and don't know when that's going to change, and all of that. So it's all about putting things in perspective. And so it doesn't matter where you are watching this from, or who you are, or what your job is, as long as we come together as a collective, like I said, to advance this movement, it is extremely important. Because, you know, the more global this becomes, the better people will feel. Will it fix and heal everybody 100%? Absolutely not. I would be naive to think otherwise, but it'll go a long, long way in healing the way that we want it to, because people are worried, like I said, for a variance of different reasons, and they have a right to. But there's a way that you can get through it, and the community of the intention stick slash the Tree of Life movement will be there as a fallback, because we are all here for each other. We are all here as a big net to catch one another in our time of need. It is just a matter of determining when and if you are going to jump on board. But once you jump on board, it is a light speed roller coaster of amazingness that even you have never experienced.
That's
I know, Spencer. And you know what? I want to share one. You already feel the love, and I know everyone who is watching this is feeling the love. But I want to share your journey and talk about your beautiful life, and you shared with Marla and I, as which blows me away. I don't know where 2 years just went, but how you have
Sometimes
overcome.
it feels like 40, by the way, but that's beside.
This is a tough room.
Yeah.
How you have overcome your obstacles, your challenges in your life.
Well,
And you know,
at
we
the end,
don't use the word handicap. We say
yeah,
handy capable, and you, my brother, do more than most. There's no norm. There's no, I don't even, normal to me is boring, but what you do, not only, there's no words. What you do is so incredible. It just blows me away with your skills, and you touching others around the world with your motivational speaking, and the children that you get to touch. That's what I'm saying. I wanted you to share how this has not only impacted your life, but also what you've done for so many tens and thousands and hundreds and thousands of children by
well,
letting others know we can
well,
overcome our circumstances.
well, thank you very much for saying that. That was close to the nicest thing you've ever said to me in 2 years. But in all seriousness, I didn't obviously talk about this at the beginning. I should have, but it doesn't really. It's not a big deal for me, so that's why I didn't talk about it. But I have cerebral palsy, and I've had cerebral palsy my whole life. Been in a wheelchair my whole life. 3 days after I was born, my lungs collapsed due to lack of oxygen to my brain, and I was in an incubator for 9 weeks, and then diagnosed with cerebral palsy. So I've had cerebral palsy my whole life, like I said. But in the grand scheme of things, as far as severity is concerned, I'm very lucky because I'm on the milder side of stuff. Does it suck in some respects? Yes. Because I have other things that I deal with on a daily basis, whether it is stuff with my neck or other things that I won't bore you guys with right now, because I've talked to Marla and Scott both endlessly about some of the BS, so to speak, that I have to deal with on a daily basis. But the important thing is that you don't focus on the stuff that you can't control. You only focus on the stuff that you can control. If I focused on the stuff that I couldn't control, it would have consumed me a long time ago. So I've taken that philosophy and put it towards every aspect of my working life and my life in general, whether it is my motivational speaking or my acting. And I've, been fortunate enough throughout my life to work with people like Princess Diana and Nelson Mandela and the Raptors and the Leafs and the Jays and the Argos and other unbelievable musicians, Zach Brown, a bunch of different people. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. Um, we are all people. And that's what people forget sometimes. We put these athletes and these actors and everything like that on pedestals. And in some respects, yes, does Michael Jordan deserve to be on the pedestal of the greatest of all time? Absolutely. Does LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and so on and so forth deserve the same accolade? Absolutely. In terms of basketball, or maybe basketball and business, or whatever the case may be, but you strip that all away, and we are all people. We all put our pants on one leg at a time, and we all need to remember that, because as much as we admire our heroes, whoever they happen to be, they are just people. And that's why I've been able to be very successful at my job throughout my life and in my life in general, is because whether it is Barack Obama, Princess Diana, or whoever it is that I come across, I treat you the way that I am treating Marla and Scott Berger on the other end of this call right now. And that's how people need to act in their daily lives, whether you have the intention stick or not. Now, like I said, I people can go and do what they want. It is their choice. But believe you me, the intention stick and being part of the Tree of Life movement is something that you really, really need to do because these people, as I mentioned earlier on the other end of this call, in Marla and Scott, have literally put their blood, sweat, and tears into this project to make it what it is today, and they continue to do that to evolve it on a daily basis. And not only them, but Addison, Justin, Jaden, and Harrison, their kids, pass along the message as best they can, for whether it's Arizona State, in LA, in their house, with their dogs, with their Shabbos dinners, or whatever it is that they do. They give their all of themselves, not only for themselves, but for the people that they try and help on a daily basis. And they are in a elite group of people because unfortunately, with the US political climate being what it is still, and seemingly going to be still for the next foreseeable future, we don't get genuine, sincere people the way that we should these days, because it comes unfortunately right from the top. And obviously, this thing is not a political thing, but I'm sitting here and telling you that these two people right here are two of the brightest diamonds that we have going right now, not only because of their movement and their attitude, but because they will literally do anything and everything they can for people in need, for their friends, or whatever the case may be.
I, I, I have nothing other than just love in my heart, as well as Marla, for your beautiful words, Spencer. Truly, you are a brother. We love you, and you said it so eloquently that, as you said, we put on our pants the same. We are. This is this message to let this world understand we are all the same. That there is no black, white, pink, yellow. There is no Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim. That our souls are the same. It's not about religion or politics or money. It's about acts of kindness and recognizing whatever gift we've all been given, the platforms, whether it's acting, motivational speaking, the gift we received. This is to help one another, to touch another soul, to inspire, to uplift. And we talk about this every day, and it's about the soul to soul connection, and we're doing it. And it's, thank you. I know you said Marla and I, but as you know, and we'll say it a million times again, that this is about us collectively. And
Yeah, and another thing that is important for people to understand is that it doesn't matter. The thing that makes my relationship with Marla and Scott so special, amongst the fact that Scott belongs on the special bus, but we can go months, and we have gone months, because of one reason or another, where we don't talk. But the minute that we pick up the phone and call each other again, it's like we just talked 5 minutes ago.
yeah,
And you can't say that about a lot of people, but those are two people right there that I can say that about. Even when Marla unfortunately recently injured herself, I started making a joke that we would have to start doing races around her house with her scooter leg. What was that thing called that you had there for a little bit?
yeah, you're right. She had a little scooter and she couldn't walk. So again, just understanding, you're right, Spencer, gratitude, right? How blessed we are.
Completely.
That whether it was surgery or that we were born a certain way. It's a gift, and not to focus on those things. I love that. And remember how blessed we are for what we have, not what we don't have. And that is such, again, that beautiful message to share with the world. We are so blessed. We all opened our eyes today. We were able to get out of bed. We have a roof. Again, blessed. And you know, this is what we speak about 24/7. And
And that's how we can move away from the depression. As you mentioned, what's going on today in our world, and even prior, and what we'll see after. But if we can continue to put out gratitude and blessed and love for ourselves and peace for ourselves and kindness to ourselves,
yes,
then we can shift the way we view or perceive what's going on in our world around us.
Yeah. And I also think it's very important, and sometimes it's more difficult to do this than others, but sometimes I think it's very important to remind people how important in this whole process laughter is. You know, we talked about this briefly throughout this call, and you know, Scott and Marla and myself just sit there normally and rib each other as much. Well, not so much Marla, because Marla has a heart, but Scott and I go back and forth quite a lot.
I absolutely love it.
I just
we-
know when I get on the call with the two of you, my cheeks are going to hurt.
Oh, they already hurt. I that's why we say we're stuck with one another, whether you like it or not. You may not like it, and I love it.
One story I can tell is on a Friday, I think it was for Shabbos, you called me and just wanted to say hello for a couple minutes, and you were outside, and Marla was walking, and I was laughing because I called Marla, or Marla called me after the call, and she was like, "Yep, I was walking by the house, and I wasn't even near the house yet, and Scott was laughing and talking so loud that I could hear him down the street."
That is
And
great.
I called you to see if it was you who was talking.
Yeah, it was.
We're talking to Scott because
That
I could
was
hear your
amazing.
conversation.
Amazing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Spencer, like we said, thank you for being you, and we love you for being you. And
Well, it's not about me being me. First of all, you're welcome. Second of all, it's about the fact that you guys have truly spearheaded something special, and that you guys are truly special individuals, and you know, you have a great group of people that have joined this Tree of Life intention stick movement already, and hopefully with these interviews, it will drive people who haven't done it yet to expand the Tree of Life movement even more so, because not only did our good buddy Sean Eric originally introduce us, but I know through conversations with you guys that you are also friends with another dear, dear friend of mine, Kim Goldberg, as well.
yeah,
And
family
so
growing.
exactly. And so, as much as you thank me, I thank you guys for continuing to spread the light and the love and the messaging that needs to be spread, and continuing to give of your time and of yourselves, despite your busy schedules with whatever it is that you got going on. You always find time to make sure that the movement and the intention sticks don't get left behind. And that's very, very important for people to recognize, because as I said earlier, it's very rare when you meet people as genuine and sincere as you guys are. And
Oh, we may have lost him. Oh, there he is. We thought you lost you there for a second. Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
Okay, anyways. So what I was saying is, you know, you guys are a great, unique amount of people that you have in this already. And the fact that you guys are spearheading it, and the fact that you don't let it go to the wayside despite how busy and successful you guys are. Because believe you me, for those of you who don't know, these guys are very busy running their stuff every single day. And I don't know how they do everything that they do, but they continue to do it and do it so well. So, as much as you thank me, I thank you for everything that it is that you do. And thank you for being my friend and allowing me to be part of your lives. I am that much more enriched and that much more happy with it that we became friends, and you guys are always in my heart.
Oh, Spencer, we feel so grateful that our journeys have been brought together in this lifetime, right? And so much gratitude to Sean
Yes.
for bringing us together.
So grateful. And we are, as you already know, sending you so much love and as always, blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love to you, my friend. And may you continue on your beautiful journey with so much success and all the beautiful souls you continue to connect us with. And that's again about us collectively, and our spiritual family is growing every day around the world. And it is because of you and people just like you that were brought here to help one another. And these are all the beautiful souls that are coming into our lives in a time, like you said, that is so needed. So I don't want this to end, but I'm pretty much tired of you. And
As a matter of fact, as
him.
as a matter of fact, conversely, I was gonna say that if this doesn't end soon, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, because I already have a bottle of Pepto Bismol set up, ready to drink it almost entirely after I get off this
Don't do,
call. After
don't do that. So then we'll end the call now on a beautiful high note. And thank you filled Marla and I up so much with your beautiful words. And you know how much we love you. And we can't wait to share another story and so many more stories with so many people. So
Thank you, Spencer, for being part of the movement, being a part of our lives, and to continue to share the message of the
my
intention.
my absolute pleasure. And for those who want to follow my motivational stuff and things like that, you can go onto Instagram and type in that's THE Spencer Miller, and jump on board. I got some interesting stuff always there, and I'm constantly evolving the page and stuff like that. So I would love to meet some of you guys for sure.
honored to share that with all of our beautiful
Absolutely.
friends and family. And again, that's why I said this is about us collectively. And love you, my brother. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you, Spencer.
And
I love you. I love you too. And please do give my best to Addison, Harrison, Justin, and Jaden, and the dog, and anybody else that I happen to be missing at this particular moment and time. It is my absolute pleasure. I love you guys with all my heart, even though it pains me to say that. But I do, and I hope people got a very positive message out of this, and know that this movement is real, and this movement needs strong people to advance it and make it even bigger and better than it already is.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Love you, my brother. Dream sweet, and we'll see you soon.
Hopefully not too soon, but yes, I'll see you soon. Thanks,
On
guys.
that note,
Yes, see you
and
guys.
on that note,